What's going on, party people? Captain Zeus here, and I'm back with another review for the Star Wars animated series Maul Shadow Lord. Now, spoiler warning for those of you that have not seen the episodes, I will be going over episodes 3 and 4 that just dropped a few moments ago. And please let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this show and these episodes. Okay, dude, can we just talk about the elephant in the room? The animation is so good. Oh my freaking goodness, it's fantastic. I love their blend of old style and new style with the oil painting and their, Clone Wars 3D animation. It's so good and blended so well. I know I harped on it in the last review episode, but it really shows a lot in this episode, and it makes me want to keep watching anything with this style. And the soundtrack is just so nasty in a good way, and it's just so good. I don't know if Kevin Kiner's doing the soundtrack here, but it is drastically different from the Star Wars animated shows we've seen thus far, and it totally fits Maul and this show. I just love cyberpunk grittier sounds, and this, it just hits. It tickles my pickle.
What did he say?
But let's get into the actual show itself. Episode 3 was very instrumental for Devin, and Devin is the Talon to be character that we've been seeing so far. Essentially, Maul is testing her, having her question her own path, her own beliefs, and her own way and purpose. And I love how he does it. It's not just the typical Sith manipulation, but he's speaking 100% facts. I don't think Maul has lied a single time in these 2 episodes, let alone this show. And that's crazy because the truth hurts, and I think Devin's starting to realize that, and we'll get into that into episode 4. But with episode 3, he's having this battle with her, and it's not even like a full-on battle, more of a test to see if she can tap into that rage, if she can break through this barrier of indoctrination that the Jedi have set for her. And she kind of does, especially towards the end of the fight, where she's kind of doing a little bit of a Maul scream there to overcome Maul. Now, I do think it's nice that he has not only his double-edged lightsaber, but his single-bladed one. I don't know if that's like his old one from when him and his brother were first doing their dynamic duo thing, or where he got that, but I would like to think that it's his old lightsaber that he will pass down to Talon. I also hope Talon can dual wield, because that would be dope. I do love me some dual wielding Sith. So I do think that the way the manipulation was done with, first of all, him just coming in and out of the shadows, just being a menace, it was so cool. And I think the message got across because he just lets her go in the end after a nice little sparring session. We do get to see a little bit more of Lawson, who is the cop. And Lawson, honestly, I really like the character. I love how he's written so far. I love seeing these caring dads, because a lot of times in shows you don't see that often. Not to say there's anything wrong with being a single parent, there's definitely struggles there, but I like to see this side of that. And we get to see, or at least we hear, that the reason why he's a single parent is because his wife went to go join the Empire, which, man, I would love to know how that breakup happened, because the Empire is bad all around. But I like seeing this different side of the Empire causing rifts, not just with torture and evil, but through families because of ideological differences. It's very interesting. And it's a shame that his son didn't get to see that his dad did witness the winning goal. I don't know what sport his son was playing. I'm assuming it's lacrosse because it looked like it. Space lacrosse. He's definitely a caring father, and he definitely cares about not just the city, but just what he does. Like, he's an honorable guy, and that's something Maul mentions in the 4th episode. At the ending of the 3rd episode, if I recall correctly, Maul gets his revenge in a dope way. He has one of his Zabrak homies pretend to be him, which, one, the Zabrak homie is wielding the lightsaber so freaking good. Like, he had to have had some training with Maul. Secondly, completely off topic, I do recall in an interview that was servicing around that the reason why those Zabraks are with Maul is because they remind him of his brother, and I think that's so touching, because then dude starts wrecking people, just like his bro. But he gets captured and taken to the leader of the Pikes, which ends up, they're thinking, oh, this is Maul. It's not Maul. Maul comes in. Doing his thing, and he gets revenge on the Pike. And he mentions that after Mandalore, he went to him hoping for some help, some sanctuary, and was essentially trying to get killed. They tried to kill him. And it makes me wonder, which time? Was it the first time after Palpatine killed his brother when he left Mandalore, or was it after season 7 where the Jedi fell and the Empire rose? I'm thinking it's the latter, but still there's that gap between when Palpatine killed his brother and season 7, I believe. I do kind of hope we get into that time period of what happened to Maul. I don't think they really touched on it in season 7. But Pikes are down and out. Maul has them under his thumb. That's one part of the underworld that he has under his control. Now, going into episode 4, it's very much Lawson and crew going after Maul. Maul's basically laid the trap down saying, hey, here I am, come get me. And, part of that trap was the fact that he let Devin go, who told her master, who told Lawson, which brought all of them there, which is all part of his plan, which I was really hoping that was the case. And honestly, Maul does something I didn't really think he was going to do genuinely, and he offers Lawson like a truce. He's like, yo, I will be your protector. We will keep the Empire out of this. I will rule. Y'all just keep doing what you're doing. I won't mess with you guys, and you don't mess with me. And honestly, I think Lawson he was doing his little eye commands to all of his coworkers, saying like, yo, where the guy at? But I do think Lawson kind of thought about it, because realistically, a trend throughout the show so far is Lawson hates the Empire, does not want them there. And the fact that Maul offered this olive branch saying, look, I will not bring the Empire here. You leave me be, I let you be, and we don't have to worry about the Empire together. And I think a part of him probably thinks that, especially with how the episode ends. Now, he does have, before we even got to that point, he turned off his homie, Two Boots, I believe is the robot's name. And Two Boots is trying his best to follow protocol, which is how he was programmed. And I can tell Two Boots doesn't have any hard feelings towards Lawson, but he realizes, like, I care for you guys, and unless you guys are Jedi, which that's illegal, you're gonna die. So we have to get the Empire here, which does cause friction between him and Lawson, which in the end is how the Empire gets here, because he gets turned off, but he gets turned back on again and calls the Empire here, which is how the episode ends. And it's, dude, like, it's so ominous, like the Empire getting here, like just the ship, and everyone's getting this little notification on their pads or whatever. I'm like, dog, oh, things are gonna get spicy. But speaking of spicy, I do think it's interesting how the fight between Maul and Devin and her master, I think Daji, her master, went down, because it didn't seem like he was trying to kill either of them. For sure not Devin, but maybe a little bit not her master. He didn't try to kill him when they first met in episode 1 or 2. So I thought it was very interesting how that battle commenced. Like, one thing that I've loved about Maul since Clone Wars is how freaking smart he is, dude. He's so methodical. He plans. He's extremely intelligent. And one thing I've noticed throughout this show, and not just the show, but just in general, is his calm mannerism. Like, he's not the typical Sith that gives into his hatred and is all about rage and revenge. Like, yeah, he's all about revenge, but he's smart about it. And he's planning everything out 5, 6, 7 steps ahead, which makes Palpatine an even bigger threat, because Palpatine is ahead of Maul for the most part, or at least was when he was aware of his presence. So I think that's just such an interesting thing about Maul, and it's one thing I love about him is just his intelligence, because a lot of times with antagonists, you don't see that side of them. You don't really have intelligent villains. Kylo Ren, for example, is intelligent, but not that intelligent. Very much blinded by rage and anger. Just having that comparison there is like, dude, Maul's just 10 times better. Now, granted, he's not a Darth anymore. He's not Sith, which does make me question, how does Devin become Talon? Does she become a Sith? Does she become the ruler of the underworld while Maul goes off and does his own thing, which leads into Rebels and him dying? And this is how Talon can be brought up into the New Republic era? I don't know. It's something I'm wondering about. But honestly, the action, the soundtrack, everything about this was fantastic. I think Dave Filoni has absolutely cooked even more with this show. And the fact that we're getting 2 episodes a week is so good, because after I'm done with the first episode, I'm like, dude, I need the second one. I need the next one right now. And honestly, I wish the show was longer. I think we're only having like, what, 2-3 more weeks of the Maul show, and then it's done for the season. Dude, I want this to be a 24 episode season each season, because it's too good, man. It's too freaking good. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. There's no point in rating it. I'm gonna give it like a high ass freaking rating. So what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on episodes 3 and 4 of Maul's Shadow Lord. Anyways, I'm Captain Zeus. I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't. Show some support to the homies. And hope you guys have a great day. Bye.